So, it's a Friday, really busy out, really warm, nice, 76 or so. Another miserable California day. Smoke has cleared, fires up north are becoming less, and they're not even talking about it anymore. The fires down south are still raging, but the smoke isn't affecting the Bay Area. As far as power cutoffs and that kind of thing going on, they're all back on. All the power's back on. It did not affect the major cities of California: San Francisco, Sacramento, Oakland, Richmond, San Jose, on and on. They don't shut down major cities for power blackouts, since the cities make their own power here in California, mostly by gas-fired electric. But I wanted to talk about something that's going on. People seem to be out and about on a day they should be at work. Economic slowdown coming? Let's go that way and let's talk about that. So how am I coming about the idea that there's an economic slowdown or crash coming? Well, it's because of what's going on. First, the U.S. started this shit. They started, instead of infusing banks with cash that gets loaned out, they still do a little of that, but they put most of their money right into, the feds put their money into the banks with a stipulation that they can only put the money in the stock market over time. And that way they keep the stock market floating flat pretty much all forever. So you'll never have to worry about a stock. See, that's one of the tricks of the business people, right? The cons, the corporations asked for this and got it. So I hear people coming, so we're gonna have to move on. But I wanted to show you or tell you about another little con game that the corporations have gotten the feds to do. Let's try this one for a big shocker to the economy, and I'm out of battery. I can't believe I'm out of battery. I just charged it. The Treasury Secretary, Steve Mnuchin, started the first steps towards eliminating remaining regulations to prevent corporations from eroding U.S. taxes by storing their profits offshore. In other words, they're going to be able to put all the profits offshore. This will make it easier for corporations to minimize their U.S. earnings and inflate their foreign profits, right? Isn't that what the Orange Man does here? It's all about cheating the system. So, with this new plan in place, the corporations will be able to bypass $233 billion a year of taxes going to the U.S., avoiding that much money to the U.S. Who do you think is going to pay those taxes? And who's going to have to pay for the roads and the infrastructure that the corporations use to supply their corporate businesses, right? Yeah, you and I. But they don't pay for it, not anymore with all these giveaways to the wealthy. This will give incentive to corporations to move their ventures offshore. So the man that was going to get rid of the swamp has put more swamp in and now is begging corporations to move their business offshore. Yeah, the Trumpites, they have their blinders on. You'd have to let this one fly. What are the Democrats doing about this? Not much resistance at all. And one thing before the battery goes dead, I wanted to talk to you about the CO2 readings. They're going off the charts. October 31, 2018, 406.32 parts per million. October 31st, 2019, 409.64. That's a huge difference. That's an incredibly high number for so early in the CO2 season here in the Northern Hemisphere. So I'm a little nervous about shutting off the camera because it may not turn back on. It's a Canon, it just keeps on running even after the battery's dead. But what we're seeing here is the dismantling of the U.S. via, I believe, Russia by means of corruption. Absolute, outright corruption. I thought the man ran on trying to stop tax havens and all that, when he's just putting it in high gear, isn't he? And the sheeple just keep buying it. They just don't see it coming until it's too late. I'm going to try going up this way a little bit, and then we'll finish the video. CO2 levels take about 11 years or a little bit longer to take effect on the weather of Earth. So in other words, the temperatures and the problems we're seeing are the results of CO2 levels 11 years ago. How high were they 11 years ago? Can you imagine when it gets to the present readings? I just can't imagine what the temperatures will be like in 11 years from now. It's just unbelievable. And our leaders are doing nothing. So we keep voting for the same dead shit leaders. I'm really hoping that Bernie Sanders will get a very high progressive on his team. Young, thoughtful, smart, and then we can all vote for Bernie. But if he goes for something like a Clinton, or even a Clinton, I wouldn't even vote for him if he was paired up with Clinton. No way. But Clinton is trying to get in. But it's up to you to set the record straight on everyone. So, I definitely do appreciate you guys' ups, downs, and your new subscribers. But the thing I like the most are the comments, because the comments add to your video. So if you know something that I didn't say, you can add it. And it will be read as long as this video is up, year after year. So, it's a very good place to comment on a progressive channel. The wind is coming up. So, I'm going to head back down, and we will see you all on the next video.